You set the alarm for 6:30. You tell yourself that's reasonable. That's not extreme. You're not trying to be perfect, just better. But when it goes off, you hit snooze. Not once, 3 times. And when you finally get up, you're already behind, already playing catch-up, already starting the day on defense. You scroll for a few minutes. Just to wake up, you tell yourself, just to ease into it. But a few minutes becomes 20, and now you're late. Again. You skip breakfast, you rush through your routine, you show up to your life half ready. And the whole day feels like that, like you're dragging yourself through it, like you're not really present, just surviving, just getting through. By the time the evening comes, you're exhausted, not from doing too much, but from doing nothing that mattered. You look at your to-do list, the same items you wrote 3 days ago, still untouched, still waiting, and you feel it, that quiet disappointment. Not loud, not dramatic, just there. A voice in the back of your mind that says you're wasting time. So you tell yourself, tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow you'll wake up early. Tomorrow you'll work out. Tomorrow you'll finally start. But tomorrow comes and it looks exactly like today because nothing changed. Not your habits, not your identity, just your guilt. And maybe you've tried the 5 a.m. thing. You've seen the videos, the routines, the cold showers, the journaling, the miracle mornings. And maybe it worked for a week. But then life happened. You had a bad night. You stayed up too late. You were tired. And the whole system collapsed. Because it wasn't built on who you are. It was built on who you thought you should be. But here's the truth. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. to change your life. You don't need a perfect morning routine. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to stop lying to yourself. Because the problem isn't your alarm clock. It's not your schedule. It's not your lack of motivation. The problem is that you're waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel inspired, waiting for the right moment. But there is no right moment. There's just now, and the choice you make in it. Discipline isn't about waking up early. It's about doing what you said you'd do, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. It's about keeping your word to yourself, not once, not when it's easy, but every single time it counts. Because every time you break a promise to yourself, you teach yourself something. You teach yourself that your word doesn't matter, that your goals aren't real, that you can't be trusted, and that becomes your identity. Not because you're weak, but because you've practiced being unreliable. So start small, not with a 5 a.m. wake-up, not with a 2-hour morning routine. Start with one thing, one promise, something so small you can't fail. Maybe it's making your bed. Maybe it's drinking water before coffee. Maybe it's putting your phone in another room for the first 10 minutes of your day. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you do it every day. No exceptions, no negotiations. Because discipline isn't built in the big moments. It's built in the small ones, the ones no one sees, the ones that don't feel important. Those are the moments that shape you. And when you start keeping your word to yourself, something shifts. You stop feeling like a victim. You stop blaming your circumstances. You stop waiting for permission because you realize something. You were never trapped. You were just comfortable. Comfort is the real enemy. Not failure, not rejection, not hard work. Comfort. Because comfort whispers to you every single day. It says, you've done enough. You deserve a break. You can start tomorrow. And it feels so reasonable, so kind. But it's a trap because comfort doesn't want you to grow. It wants you to stay exactly where you are. And maybe you've been there for a while now, in the same job, the same routine, the same version of yourself. And it's not terrible. It's just not enough. You know there's more in you. You feel it, but you don't know how to access it. Here's how. You stop negotiating. You stop asking yourself how you feel. You stop waiting for motivation. You just move. You do the thing, not because you want to, but because you decided to. And that decision is who you are. Discipline is freedom. It's not restriction. It's not punishment. It's the only way to become the person you keep saying you want to be. Because every time you choose discipline, you're voting for that version of yourself. And every time you choose comfort, you're voting for who you've always been. So the question isn't, how do I wake up at 5 a.m.? The question is, who am I becoming? And the answer is in what you do next. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, now. So what will you choose?